Hello and welcome to Lesson 20 of Learning Biblical Hebrew. Today we return to the Psalms and we take a verse from the end of Psalm 41. I often find that the opening verse and the closing verse of Psalms are often very meaningful. Sometimes the words in between can get a little bit difficult to read, especially in Hebrew, but the opening words and the closing words in particular are often a very good summary and are very meaningful and very well worth learning, especially in the original language that David and the other psalmists originally wrote them in, the ancient Hebrew language. So here it is. It comes from Psalm 41 verse 14. It's the last verse of Psalm 41. And by the way, the numbers are different in Hebrew and in English because in Hebrew, the introductory bits of the psalm are also given a verse number. In many of the psalms, the numbers are one more than English. So the last verse of Psalm 41 in English is verse 13, but in Hebrew it's numbered 14. So here it is, Psalm 41, verse 14, and it says, Baruch Yahweh Elohei Israel me ha'olam ad ha'olam, amen wa amen. So I've used a pencil this time to do the letter by letter translation, so I hope you can read that. My other pen was getting a bit too thick to fit in all these letters. So here we go. Baruch Yahweh Elohei Yisrael me ha'olam v'ad ha'olam. Amen. Oh, this is the first one here. Amen wa amen. So, translating word by word. Blessed Yahweh, God Israel, from the eternity to the eternity. Amen and amen. So Baruch means bless. With the U vowel in here, it means blessed, like we are blessed, we receive a blessing. And so in this case it's Yahweh who is receiving the blessing from his people. Yahweh, so we would have to supply may Yahweh be blessed, the God of Israel, from the eternity. So may means from, ha is the, and olam means eternity, forever. And rad, until, to or until, ha'olam, the eternity. Amen wa amen. So here's this word amen, which someone said is the most borrowed word in the world. It's gone into more languages from its original Hebrew language, gone into more languages around the world than any other word. So here we are. So what else should we look at? Well, going back to this one, Baruch. This is different from the name Barak, as in Barack Obama or Barak. We read in Judges chapter 4 and 5. That word means lightning, and it actually has a different letter that ends in the letter Kof here. The name Barak ends in this letter, but blessed ends in this letter, which is often written K, or here they've written it with CH because it's often pronounced Ch, as in Bach. So Barak, as in Barak, the Old Testament military commander in Judges 4 and 5, his name ended with this letter and it means lightning. But the word blessed ends with this letter and it means blessed. in this case Baruch, blessed. Now Elohei Israel, so the normal ending for this word is Elohim, which is the plural ending, but the M is dropped off. So I think the same thing happened in the previous lesson, but I didn't point it out here. So here's the place where talking about the construct chain, and it says the masculine and plural im endings are replaced by just that, so the m drops off. So banim, sons, becomes bene, sons of, and the vowel shortens from a to e. So you can read all about that here. Elohei Yisrael. Me ha-olam. So now a little bit about this word olam. So that means eternity, forever, or perpetual. So me ha-olam wa ad ha-olam. So word for word, that's from the eternity and to the eternity. So the old King James Bible translated from everlasting and to everlasting. That's the King James Bible, and many English versions have followed them. But what does that really mean, from everlasting and to everlasting? That, of course, it's become familiar to many people as a biblical phrase, but if you said that to people who weren't familiar with the Bible, they would probably be puzzled as to exactly what you mean. They might be able to guess, but it's not a normal English expression. The Good News Bible says from now, so they've taken this as now, and to forever, from now and forever. So, yeah, this word is an interesting word. It could mean age, and the Septuagint, which is the early translation of the Hebrew Bible into Greek, done about 200 BC, translates it using the word eon, which in British English is spelled A-E-O-N. So the eon could mean, so eon is meaning age, so it could mean, this expression could mean from the present age, me ha-olam, the age, meaning this present age, and to the future age or the future eon. That's what the Good News Bible has had. Or it could mean from the past age or ages to the future age, which seems to be what the King James Version is trying to say, from everlasting to everlasting, from the past everlasting ages to the future everlasting ages. They actually have quite an interesting expression in Bislama, the version of Pidgin used in Vanuatu, where I worked as a Bible translator for quite a long time. In their Pidgin language they say, "Go I no sabe finish." Go meaning on and on, I no sabe finish. It can't finish, or it doesn't finish. Rather nicely expressed. And then we come to Amen. Again, in the Septuagint, the early Greek version, this is translated. It's not just written down letter by letter. Well, sometimes it is in that version, but sometimes too, instead of just translating it letter by letter, they translate it into another Greek word of the same meaning, or what they see as its meaning, and they translate it as genoito, which means let it be. And in the Latin translation, they use fiat, let it be so, may it be so. So what do we have here? A translation, and going from left to right this time. Blessed be God, the God of Israel, for all eternity. So I've just covered it all up, the whole lot, with for all eternity, which seems to me to cover in as far as you'd like to go in the past and in the future. And Amen, Amen, with exclamation marks, which is the way that the Good News Bible did it. The NET Bible, the NET Bible has written, we agree, again with exclamation marks. So that's like saying, let it be, may it be so. We agree, we agree. So there we have it. That's another wonderful verse from the end of Psalm 41. Baruch Yahweh, Elohei Yisrael, me ha'olam ve'ad ha'olam. Amen ve'amen.